Hi, this is Mina. Nice to finally meet you. Feels a bit weird to be in front of the camera when I'm usually behind it. But I wanted to dedicate this little space to share some things that I find special and quite inspiring, not only in my personal life, but also in my work. I've been thinking, would it be nice to recommend things without consumerism, things that can open new windows of knowledge where you can find a whole new perspective, some comfort in this chaotic world that we are living in. And I think we have got plenty of that already. We deserve to take time and to appreciate beauty of life and be alive. Ultimately, that's what art is for. Okay, so first we got journal. Now is the day when everything is disposable, in a digital area, when we live in a constant rush, and because we don't have much time for consuming every information online. I will love to think that a new wave of analog and a physical space is emerging around us, where we can properly write down our ideas and don't necessarily share with everyone how it is supposed to be. Having a journal is crucial. I can handle both. It's becoming quite important, especially for those like me who can't work without writing everything down. And we don't underestimate the power of list and to-do. We know that it's more than a journal itself. It's actually our life here, encapsulating of this little notebook, journal, agenda, or whatever you want to call it. This has been a really lifesaver to me. It was a gift for my partner this last Christmas, and I just love it. And the size is just perfect for me. I will show you. Okay, so first of all, this is from Paper Republic. The cover is not real leather, if you can tell. It is a sort of vegetal leather, which means it's cruelty-free, meaning it's vegan. It was a plus to me. The scent is really authentic. It smells like leather. From the inside, I got this little compartment here where I have some movie tickets and memories I want to keep. Next, I got here the agenda. Oh, but this is a mini book. It's hard for me to share. Where I place all my ceramic sketches and projects related with ceramic and my work. Then here is the agenda. I love this kind of agenda layout when you can make a list of each day. We have a plenty of space to run in some other things. More stationery that I got. And this is finally my journal right now, and I'm just replaced for a new notebook, so there is not much to see. And I love that it has my name right there. I think everyone has to start a new year with a journal. I think it's very helpful. Right, moving on to books. I haven't read as much as I wanted this genre, but I want to chat a little bit of the Like I Must, which is Hamnet. Well, Hamnet is why they call it a retail, and it's about William Shakespeare's life, but from the perspective of his wife and children. And as we all know, the tragedy of Hamlet, which is insane because Hamlet is the same name of Hamnet. And we can approach the humanity of this great character of history, English history especially. And we meet Agnes, which is his wife, and also known as Anne Hathaway. But official studies, she was also calling as Agnes as well. So this book is about love, but not a corny love. It's more a realistic love between these two people. Also, it's about courage, loss, and grief. I'm not gonna say much about the plot, but I just love the way the author wrote it. You can easily immerse yourself in this world, which is very sensorial way. There is a particular chapter when you can see the plague spread across the entire continent just by a tiny animal, and all the journey is just amazing, and how it ended up on a small village. It's just brilliant. I love it, and I love how the nature is also a huge character. And I think the movie director by Chloe Zhao is so well portrayed. I think she made such a great job. So yes, highly recommend it. Now about music. Music, for those who know me, you know that music for me is always a key. It is important. It's a huge priority in my life. I'm always listening to music. It has a big impact in my work and in my memories. So, well, actually, since December, I've been listening to this new artist. Well, at least for me, her name is Annahstasia. Okay, so there are so many things that I want to chat about her. First of all, the album that I've been listening is called Tether. I'll show you just. I don't know if you can see it. Her voice is amazing, so strong, with lots of presence and unique at the same time. And it kind of reminds me of Nina Simone's voice. We all love Nina. So, and also her voice is so captivating and harmonious, and her melodies makes me want to just ride a horse and, in the middle of the countryside, beautiful sunset landscape. It's just amazing. And the album cover, she looks gorgeous with her beautiful face and hairstyle. She's amazing. My favorite tunes are, well, actually, there's a couple ones, but the first one I would say is Be Kind, then Billion. It's really good. All Be As It Was. And this one, it feels like a conversation, introspective conversation with you and yourself. There is a specific line that I can't get out of my head, which is say, in heaven, when everyone is houseless, soft glances, stands of planets dancing, all will be as it was. Tiny laurels of love, may your thoughts never betray you. So good. It's really beautiful. And besides the entire album, I repeating over and over again. This song, Sunday, is also really good. Now I want to talk about photography. There is a photographer that I really love his work. His name is Szilveszter Makó. I think right now he's quite famous because he's been collaborating with a lot of artists and actors such as Willem Dafoe. And here I'm not talking about camera techniques, it's more about his style and his art direction and the way he uses the photographs to create these theatrical and atmospheric looks that evoke like a painting looks, like a fairy tale painting. And I really appreciate that all his prompts and his stages are handmade. He used a lot of paper cuts, which are hand painted. And the person themselves becomes also a story. He portrays them as a prop as well. So there is no boundaries between one thing to another. The way he uses the light and also brings a huge impact to the final image. He creates this painting to look like transporting us back to time to those photographs made around 1910 or of these huge family members. And the costume design is so exquisite. My favorite photo shoot besides William Dafoe are the ones he made for Rama Duwaji. I think is her name, the First Lady of New York, and also the Ellen Fanning. So amazing. Her style, it just blew my mind. All this plump, long sleeve, and the rough colors, the slim pointing silhouette. It is my cup of tea. Now about movie. It took me a while to watch it. Don't know why, for no reason in particular. I recently saw it, and it's a heartbreaking film. Hate, love relationship. Also sister relationship. I'm talking about Sentimental Value, directed by Joachim Trier, I guess is his name. I saw the worst person in the world when it came out, and I felt related so much with the main character by the time. So I was very interested about this one. And he made it again, the way he portrayed this weird dynamic between fathers and daughter. It's pretty much accurate as it is in real life. And I felt so much projected on screen that it made me weep. I never cried so much with a film since the very first shot. All the history behind this family, the house itself is just brilliant. I came from a family where all these things matter, and there used to be a high priority to be aware of the family hierarchy and the importance of the house we live in from decades, from generation to generation. So he did a good job there. I can see he was very influenced by Tarkovsky films. That shot with the little girls outside of the front door, all the sequences of the house, the light reflection reminds me a lot of Mirror. And there are some freckles also related with Ingmar Bergman in terms of the story narrative and the family conflict. It is really good reason. The cigarette scene, I couldn't help but remember also my family, my dad. And so yes, it broke my heart. I've got to highlight the chemistry between the two sisters, the way they protect each other, the unconsciousness. And then we realized that the both have secretly suffered totally different ways. It was just brilliant. Now I want to talk about a little bit of my ceramics. This piece is very special for me. Well, every piece is special for me, but this one is particular because I wanted to explore and go further than my comfort zone, and I want to approach this sort of style of romantic and rococo. It took me a bit of time to develop a good solid prototype. I knew since the beginning how the shade would look like, but I made more sketches about the base to have this little delicate, not fleshy parts around of it without giving too much credit, because ultimately the main character of this lamp is the shade itself. And with these little cute ribbons each size, it makes like a fine sort of corset. It's made out of dark clay, which was my first time working with, and I decided to give it a nice clear shine glaze to pop out the darkness of the clay. And it feels quite dramatic and delicate, which was something that I was looking for. Also, I was trying to assemble easier and straightforward for anyone, so it's just about on it. And that's it. Okay, so that's pretty much that I got right now. I really hope you can find some inspiration and relating to it. If you have something to share with me, I'm more than happy to read all your recommendations. And I hope you're having a great time, and all my best to you all.